So I had an idea. This could be dangerous. It's a turning project. I'm gonna turn this. What? How you gonna turn that? Let's get to the scroll saw and knock this out real quick and we'll start putting it together. Okay, here it is, sanded up, glued together. I could keep it like this and put a finish on it, you know, sand it up, put a finish on it as it's intended to be, and call that done. But I've got something very special in mind for this. What's that, you say? Well, come along with me and let's find out. Now I'm going to let this sit a few minutes for it to heat up. Some weight in here. That was a tiny bit more than I needed, but I think I'll be okay with that. I'll let it sit and cure for a few days and then I will pop it out of here and we'll see what it looks like. And because it's slow setting epoxy, I don't have to worry about air bubbles. So I don't have to put this in my pressure pot. Okay, let's see if we can get this out of there. I broke the seal loose a little bit. Haha! Pop this loose. Oh, it wiggled. It wiggled. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, mold release to the rescue. Oh cool. You can see, I hope you can see, the plywood pieces of the bowl. I've got a little bit extra out here, but it's about the right size here. You can see the plywood. So I'll come back when I'm ready to turn it. So I cut me a glue block from live oak. So I'm going to hot glue this on. Make sure I center this as best I can. Let that sit for a minute. Okay, it looks pretty good on the lathe. So run another bead. Just for insurance. I will probably let this sit at least a day before I do anything with it. Okay, I'm already cutting into that bottom ply here, and I'm not here, so I really need to adjust that out. Okay, that should be closer. Let's find out. That's about as close as I'm going to be able to get it. Okay, I'm deep enough. I don't want to go any deeper than that, but I do need to come out some. Okay, there's the top row. About as good as I can get it. Alright, see what I'm looking at here? So you can see through the plywood here. Down here it's still a little bit thick. In spite of my best efforts, this is not going to be perfectly symmetrical. I really didn't expect it to. I just wanted it to be kind of close, and it is. You can see So right now what I need to do is come in here and finish the inside of the bottom. And the rest of this I just have to sand out. I do have a few voids I need to fill, but some of these are actually air bubbles in between the layers. I'm going to mix up some epoxy and color it and fill all these voids. Okay, I've got the voids on the inside filled. I really need to let this sit up overnight, so I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to let this sit overnight. Okay, I've got it sanded to 600. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and I'm going to sand it back with 600. Sand it all up. It's time to take this to the bench and put the finish on the inside. Okay, that's one coat. I'll come back until I'm happy with it. So the inside is finished, and I've got this mounted. I'm going to use my vacuum chuck to hold it. All I need to do, finish the bottom, make me a mark. Okay, it's all sanded up. Burned the logo in the bottom, it's all sanded up. So now we'll take it over to the workbench and we will ready to finish on the bottom. Let's get to finish on this bad boy. I'll put one coat every 30 minutes until I get probably 4 coats. Set my timer, come back in a half hour. And then I'll repeat this process a few times until I'm happy with it. Okay, that's 3 coats and I think that's enough. So I'll wait a day and a half or so, and then I'll put this back on the vacuum chuck and I'll polish inside and out, and we will call this one done. I really like, look at how the resin looks. That's just, I love it. I think it's awesome. Turned out better than I had envisioned. I like it. The genius did it again, folks. I'm so bright, my mama calls me son. Anyway, I applied Axe, and I buffed it out with Axe, and now I've applied polish and restoring paste, and you didn't see any of that because El Genius here didn't hit the record button. He thought he did. Okay, we'll buff it out. Okay, so now look at that. I don't have my fingers. I'm really worried about saying anything. But again, you've heard me say it in the past. I'll say it again. I'm not course. Here's code 40 minutes. Just search it. That's it. You can hear that shine. Nothing else. Really cool. Okay, going on with the polish and restoring paste. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and then I will come back and we'll buff it out. Let's polish this bad boy up and call this video done. What do you say? What do you say? I gotta tell y'all, I am stoked, absolutely stoked about this bowl. I think it is awesome. I don't know if but it's just some crazy idea I had, and I really like it. Yeah, somebody recorded one on it, but we'll see. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for a minute and let this polish harden up a little bit before I handle it much for the outro. I'll be back in a minute. But would you look at that? Just look at the look at the flame. Look at that flame figure in there. Check this out. Oh my God. Would you look at that? Would you look at look at this. It's right in here. See that flamey look? I mean, it looks like flames. I was hoping that I could make this resin look like this bowl was on fire, and it does. But also you can tell, you can see looking this way, looking this way, you can see through it. And so with the light in it, I mean, you can see this. Just look at that. Just look at that. I love how this came out. I absolutely love how this came out. Okay, enough of the fat boy rambling. As always, you'll see some stills up there. And thanks for watching.